Gabriel. Okay, hear you talking harvest, but I see you never sown. Just a wartale of a star who refused to be a clone. I could tell you plenty others, but it's probably better shown. I've been talking different languages without Rosetta Stone. I ain't never been the best at choosing girls for me to date. What I think I needed ended up just being what I hate. I ain't good at talking feelings, let alone communicate. Although when it come to Jesus, I just got so much to say. I don't blame it on my fate. I got David type of faith. Heard that David was a warrior without the Golden State. He's the potter, I'm the clay. I am Gabriel since the birth. Luke one didn't have to tell me, but some coaching did occur. Let them all know that I work. Let them all know I ain't cheap. If it falls before the winter, then I leave the money tree. Shady people I don't need. If you lit, then let it shine. You can have your own relationship, so don't throw dirt on mine.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Tina's Tiny Tuesdays. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Mine wasn't too bad. But I am glad to be back painting and making stuff. Not that I don't deal with art when I'm not live, because I do. I just, it's different painting minis rather than doing other things. So, I actually went to the store, I got minis. I completely forgot what colors I needed to buy while I was there. But then it hit me while I was putting colors out. I was like, oh, I was supposed to buy some new white because the white that I have now is kind of chunky and gross. And then I dropped my earrings in the paint, so I'll have to fix that later. But I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today we are going to be working on some winter scenes, just because I realized I don't have a lot of them. Like, I was going through inventory Sunday night, I think, and or maybe it was Monday night. One of those nights, I was going through inventory, and I was just like, oh, I don't have a lot of, like, I have a couple of Christmas scenes, or a couple of, like, night scenes with mountains, but, like, middle of the day and snow, stuff like that. No. So, that's what we're gonna be working on today. Big brush. Where's my big brush? And last Thursday, I did make a text portrait, because, you know, my name on Twitch is Tina's Text Portraits. My website is Tina's Text Portraits. And so I actually made a text portrait last week of Kuwabara. He's from... where is he from? He's from Yu Yu Hakusho. Sorry, the music distracted me for a second. But he's from Yu Yu Hakusho, which is a really good older anime. Some of the fighting style is a little dated, to be honest with you. It's a little dated. Some things about it are really dated because it was in the 90s. But I enjoy watching Yu Yu Hakusho as an adult. So it's not just like a kiddie show. They deal with, like, some really, like, dark themes, and they're, like, fighting demons and stuff in every episode. There are some things that it's not like Inuyasha where Kagome is like, oh, I need to go back and do my midterm. Like, they barely talk about school. Like, the main characters is two delinquents that just love to fight. And then they get, like, supernatural powers, and so then they use their delinquent nature to save the world over and over again. So it's a pretty good show. I enjoy it. I'm enjoying rewatching it. But I made the main character Yusuke way back in 2018, and I didn't do anybody else from the cast. And I was like, you know what? Let me make Kuwabara. Because they were, like, kind of fighting rivals, but Yusuke would always, like, beat him up. Like, it was, like, Kuwabara would, like, never win the fights. And so it was always his thing to like try and like be stronger than Yusuke and defeat Yusuke. So if you don't mind the 90s style of anime, and cause like sometimes if you like freeze frame, it's just like, oh gosh, that they barely animated anything in this episode. But if you can get past that, it's still a pretty good story. Has a lot of heart, and yeah, it's a good time. I've been having a good time watching it. I am looking at a reference for a winter scene in front of me. It's not super complicated. It's just something, you know, when it's like in March and like it's starting to thaw, but there's still so much more, you know, you got to get through with winter. That's the kind of feel I'm going for this painting. There is like a lake or a river over here. I hope you guys enjoy some of the lo-fi Christmas music, because it is that season. Christmas is fast approaching. I actually have all my Christmas shopping done, which is rare for me. Well, not technically, not all of it. There's a couple things I have to get for my sister Sabrina, but other than that, everybody is pretty much done, and I'm happy about that, because usually Christmas has me kind of stressed out. In previous years, like when I worked retail, it was pretty easy, because I worked at shoe stores, and I'd be like, oh yeah, this sibling's a size 9, this sibling's a size 11, this, you know, sibling wears a 15, so I'm gonna have to grab these right off the shelf. You know, and I would just get shoes for my nieces and nephews, because kids grow like weeds, and it used to be so much easier. But, now it's just like, well dang, I don't have that 30% off discount anymore on every single shoe that I see. Let me think a little harder about this. I think taking the time to like really find a gift for someone, and like, okay, well, they need this or they like this thing. I think it's a skill. My mom used to give really great gifts, and she would shop all year round. So if you mentioned you needed something in February, it could be under the tree, or you like something in February, it could be under the tree in December. But for her, she really only liked getting money for Christmas or for her birthday. She wanted money so she could go shopping herself, but sometimes if there was, you know, if there was a purse that you knew that she would like, or not a text portion, what am I talking about? Shoes, or a purse that she really would like, then, you know, we'd go ahead and get it for her. One year, one of the pandemic years, I would go shopping with her all the time during the pandemic, because what else were you gonna do besides pandemic shop? You couldn't go anywhere, couldn't do anything except to the grocery store, and my mom had a shopping addiction. And so, there was this one brand of salsa, and she only liked the hot version of it, the hot version of that brand of salsa, but it was always out of stock at the store. And so, during Christmas time, I had found that salsa online, and I had bought like, I don't know, it was something crazy, like 12 or 15 jars. And she was excited opening up the jars of salsa, opening the box that had the jars of salsa. She was like, "Oh, thank you," which for my mother, she didn't show a whole ton of emotion, so that was a big deal. But also, she loved money, and so after she opened the box of salsas, I just started throwing money at her. And so money was just raining down at her, and she was just laughing and laughing. This was probably the the best gift I'd ever given her. Like as an adult, like as a kid, you know, you would like make her things, and she kept a calendar that I made in the 3rd grade. She kept that for 20 years. So as an adult, I think the best gift I got her was the salsas that she spent, 8 months trying to find and couldn't, because the world was shut down. And then showering her with money. That was probably the highlight of gift giving for my mother. Well, me to my mother. Then again, sometimes if you would just give her wads of cash, she would be really excited about that, so... either one. Giving her, just handing her money. Be like, "Here, Mom, here's $100. And then she's just like, "Oh, thank you." I think I'll extend the water out this way. I'm gonna make like some dead looking trees in the background.
The appointment was at 10 o'clock. I've added in a little bit of like shadow and some of the snow, just to kind of make sure I liked the color that I was using. I do like the light blue for the shadow of the snow. I am going to extend this lake out, like I said, just so that there is more water to work with. But you know, it's not gonna be 100% blue. I am adding in some brown into the lake water just to make it look more like a lake, you know? Add a couple snow mounds, maybe make it look more like ice and stuff like that. I don't think this specific scene will take extremely long. I do want to add some more dead trees as well. But I'm kind of working all over the place today. Just seeing what in the moment, what needs to be fixed. Usually I'm a little bit more methodical with my approach, but just feeling a little all over the place today, so yeah. I guess the art is reflecting my state of mind.
some thin trees in the background. And by thin, I just mean bare. Like it's just twigs, basically branches and twigs. Put the no, put it back in there. It's Sabrina's. It be like that sometimes. Jessica's Studio said, I'm on my third of 4 pet portraits this month. My second one turned out pretty bad, but I don't know if it's just because the dog is pretty ugly to begin with.
It's a dog.
Oh, it might just be the dog, honestly.
This one.
Yeah, that's yours. I feel like all cats are pretty much the same level of cuteness, but dogs, they have a range of cute to just, oh my, why is that? Oh no. It's an old pug, yeah. It might just be the dog. I never want to do another pug ever. Oh gosh, it's that bad? There's a part of me that wants to paint icicles on these twigs right here, but that's just something my brain wants to do, and so I might have to. Frozen sticks. So I'm getting fish sticks. Frozen branches? Maybe that's a good. Yeah, that should be better. Katrina said, "Oh no, not the cold. I gotta turn on my heater to watch you." Well, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm in a blanket and a heating pad on my back, so you know. That's just, it's always cold in this kitchen, you know. You ever see ice and then just want to crunch it real bad? I read somewhere that if you enjoy crunching on ice, it's because you have low iron. I don't know what the connection is, and I don't know how true that is, but it might be something to look into. Because I for sure know that I have low iron, but sometimes I'll just like, I'll see an icicle, or, and it's not like every time I get like a glass and there's ice in it. But like if I'm on like Taco Bell and I got a Baja Blast, I'm for sure eating those ice cubes. For sure. Or sometimes, ooh, a cherry Pepsi? Those ice cubes with a cherry Pepsi? Come on now. Or a Chick-fil-A lemonade? For sure eating that ice. For sure. I'm thinking about going to Chick-fil-A just for the ice. What is wrong with me? But you know, Mom used to crunch on ice a lot. Katrina. I used to crunch on it too when I was a little kid. Like when we get those bags of ice, and there'll be like the little ice cubes that kind of like at the very, very bottom. Oh my gosh. That was a good snack. Even though it had absolutely no, well, I don't want to say no flavor, because ice, I mean, water tastes different sometimes depending on where you get it from and what minerals are in it and whatnot. So I'm not going to say that ice has no flavor, so, but just like the different shapes of the ice would just be appetizing. I don't know. If you're not someone that crunches on ice, I don't know how to explain it to not sound strange, but yeah, here's the thing though. I don't like drinking cold water. But crunching on some ice? Crunching on some ice? That's a good time right there. don't know what it is about the compact shape. The compacted molecules that just makes my brain go crunch crunch. But I see ice and I want to bite it. I don't know. I'm not gonna. Katrina said, yes, drink your warm water bottle and a bowl of crushed ice. Another non-normal thing. I'm not. It's not like I'm gonna drink warm water and have a bowl of ice. No, they are two entirely separate entities. Hi, Richard. But they're two entirely separate entities of enjoyment, okay? And there we have our first winter scene. I gotta clean this up. I'll keep setting it somewhere and then, you know, it's just like tilting upwards or sideways or something. I gotta clean up all this old paint. It's just like a really hard... Oh, maybe I can grab it! Yeah! Destruction! This chunk right here, I can't rip that off because that is like hardened sealant. I think it's like I used that's from the time I did the shoes for my mom, so I don't know if I can just rip that off. I might have to run that under hot water for a while. Okay, I did that one. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. Okay. Actually, I think I'll go with... Nope, that's the wrong shade. Here we go. Ultramarine. Ultramarine has like a slight, like, kind of like purple, you know? Like it's blue, but it's not blue, you know? So I like to use it sometimes as like a different background. So it's not... If I have to use like a lot of blue in something, I just have like a different base. I think this works well with pinks. Like a light ultramarine and pinks. I think those work really well together. don't have any more white canvases, so we gotta roll with the black one. Just gotta make do. I'm gonna try this real quick. Okay, now that that's dry, some unbleached titanium. Okay, that's not the shade I thought it was, but we're gonna use it. Gonna get some unbleached titanium and I think I'll mix it with lemon yellow, see how that looks. Because I want something that's, I want like a pale yellow. Something that's not intimidating, not so like, "Rah, I'm the sun!" Something that's just like, that's a sunrise. It's still kind of like, I'm the sun! But, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Spread it out a little bit, thin it out. Okay. Add some
very soft clouds. Gonna use this angle brush to put in some mountains. I'm gonna do white, brilliant blue, and that might be it for now. I might a little touch of burnt umber, just like it's not straight blue. We'll get a little more, just a tiny bit, just a tiny bit. Just kind of playing around with the color. Gonna go straight in with a brilliant blue.
listening to lo-fi today was a mistake. I'm getting a tiny bit sleepy. I also had trouble sleeping last night. So I thought I was gonna have to take my sister to an appointment. And so I was awake. I kept waking up because I was afraid I was gonna miss my alarm. But in the morning when I called her to see if I had to pick her up, she was like, no, it's fine, you don't have to take me anymore. And I'm just like, okay. All that tossing and turning last night was for nothing. Cool, cool, cool. Well, I didn't say that to her, but that was just like me internally. It's like, great. See, but that just goes to show you that worrying about something, what's it gonna do for you? What's it gonna benefit you in the end? Because here it was, I was tossing and turning about something. Afraid I was gonna miss it. And it was something I didn't even have to do. I could have just stayed in bed and stayed asleep and not worried about it. But instead, I was up all night, kept waking up. You know, something that didn't even matter. Wasn't even gonna happen. There's a sermon in there somewhere. If you have your Bibles, turn with me to Ephesians. Kidding. I think it's Ephesians that I'm thinking about. It might not. Is it? I just need to check something real quick. Okay, I'm thinking, okay, this chapter is something different than what I thought it was. Okay, the ending part of this chapter deals on anger. Okay. Then what am I thinking of? Maybe it's 1st or 2nd Corinthians that I'm thinking of. It could be Romans for, you know what? I'm just about to Google what scripture I'm thinking about. Okay, it wasn't Ephesians 4, it was Philippians 4. Okay. Philippians 4:18. That's what I was thinking about. I was about to say turn to Ephesians 4, but that's the wrong letter to the wrong church. Anyway, back to the painting. this, I'm gonna put in some trees way back here. Just gonna go back and forth between some white and some ultramarine. Maybe I'll have a tad bit more ultramarine. I'll grab a hint of this other blue too, brilliant blue. it's a guy. And little slug dogs, look. I mean, it kind of just looks like some blobs, but hey! I'm the painter, I get to say what's up there. Yeah, so... dude on a sled. These little doggos. I think it's cute. I might have to change the station to something with a little bit more pep. 'Cause goodness gracious. The sleep deprivation is starting to creep up on me. And these lo-fi Christmas songs are just kind of lulling me to sleep. If I fall asleep on stream, that'd be so... that'd be funny, but also embarrassing. Well, that's pretty. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm about to attempt to paint. Where is the screen? Oh, core bar is still blocking. But this is a mountain in Iceland apparently. This is what I'm going to attempt to paint on this 2x2 right here. Of course I'll have to like square it off, probably be like you know, make it square, but this is what I'm attempting today, right now. Just gonna make it a square image in Photoshop real quick, and then we'll put like a square canvas and then paste that and then try to center it so it's... Yep. That is gorgeous. And this is... yeah, okay. This is definitely gonna be a thing. And by a thing, I mean something I'll have to really think about and play with. But I hope you guys are enjoying the stream so far. I want to say thank you to everybody who is watching. I know there are people watching on... Sorry. There's people watching on Twitch and there's people watching on YouTube, so I appreciate you guys wherever you're watching, however you are watching, just hanging with me while I make winter scenes and stuff like that. So yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging with me and chilling with me while I make this stuff. I know some people keep coming back week after week, like Katrina, my loving sister. She's always there watching me. And I've got some other pretty regulars too, like Mark and Jesco Studios. And then on Twitch, Twitch, you guys float around, but usually Zamboni and Leth, Misfortune 500, she pops in a lot. But I think she might be sleeping, so I catched her doing an early stream, and then she said she was gonna head off to bed, so I think she might already be out for the night. And of course, Miss Grits and Butter, she watches a lot too. But I appreciate everybody who comes in and who who chats with me while I paint and while I make stuff. I appreciate all of you and all of your time. See what I said about pink and ultramarine? Like it just makes like a nice purple real quick. Just nice, I like it. I don't want to be overbearing with this purple though. After pink, there's some orange. And then that orange goes into a lighter orange and then some yellow. I'm gonna dry this real quick and then do some more layering. Now that I'm looking at the sunrise, sunset. Oh, my light! My light is dead! Ah. Lamp. I have like this much sky, but it should be more like this much sky. So we're gonna have to shrink. That's a shrinking noise, in case you couldn't tell, because my hand is blocking the motion. It should be it's this much, and it should be like that much. Yeah. I'm just gonna take this pink and move it upwards. Yeah, maybe if I mix things on the palette for once, I would know what colors would look like before they go on the canvas. Just maybe. It's just a slight possibility. I think I'm gonna need some more lemon yellow. Lemon? Honestly, I don't even know why I'm using lemon. It should... Probably should use a different shade, but it is what it is. I'm doing what I'm doing, and I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I don't know. It is what it is. There are definitely more accurate shades of yellow I could be using instead of mixing my own to get the flavor of yellow that I want, but you know, sometimes a girl's just gotta be a little chaotic because she's really sleepy, and if she doesn't let the chaos take over her brain, she's just gonna fall asleep on stream. Hashtag relatable.
much, sir. You're a gentleman and a scholar.
Hi, Lef. Thanks for resubbing. Okay, now for these clouds, over on the left. They're kind of dark, so I'm mixing like a blackish blue, and then I'm gonna lighten it up, try and make like a... That's exactly what I need. That's exactly what I need. Yeah, I actually did a text portrait. After all this time, I finally did one. Partly because you mentioned that I, asked if I make them on stream, and also because I had ran out of mini canvases, and I was like, I'm not going to the store and rushing, so let me just let me make a text portrait. Looks cool. Thanks! Thanks, I appreciate that. I do want to get back into the habit of making them, so I'll probably make them more often. I might leave it as like a Thursday thing though, because I like doing these on Tuesdays. I might maybe Thursday I'll kind of leave like as like an open. It could be anything type of deal, but Tuesdays is specifically for tiny things. Line should be up here. I don't know why I did it so low.